Yes, our cheerleaders from Jenison still rocking with us, and we hope you are too. Welcome back into 13 On Your Sidelines. Many high school football fans may not be too familiar with a school here in Grand Rapids called Sacred Heart. This is their first full season of having a football team. They're starting out in the 8-man division, and Muskegon Heights is playing 8-man ball this year too after having a tough time fielding a team last year. So these two teams both came into tonight's game with 2-0 records. First quarter, Andy Chapin on Sacred Heart with the nice move, and he would get his team into the red zone. The Falcons, though, wouldn't come away with any points on the drive. Sacred Heart, though, gets the ball back to Chapin, but he stopped. No gain by Cardi Vance. We move on in the first quarter. Heights looking to get something going on offense. Robert Wallace drops back, decides to scramble, takes the ball down to the 21-yard line, but you're getting the theme. That drive would also stall. Ball back to Sacred Heart. Next drive, Eric Seif catches the ball in the flat. He's going to get it knocked away and recovered by Demarion Buchanan. He's been a beast to start this season. Later on in the second, Will Highland keeps the ball, gets to the outside. He is headed down to the 20-yard line. And hallelujah, we finally have a score in this one. That leads to the QB sneak and the touchdown. That would put Sacred Heart up 7-0, and they would go on to take down Muskegon Heights tonight 34-8. And the start of the season has been a thorn in the side of the Ionia Bulldogs, but they're off to their first 2-0 start since 2016. And tonight they looked for their first win against Portland since George W. Bush was president. The Raiders also off to a 2-0 start as they visited their Ionia County rivals tonight. Opening drive of the game, Portland taking 10 minutes off the clock. Dominic Navarro finds Chris Bately in the end zone for a 7-0 lead. The rest of the half belongs to Ionia. Nolan Hart to Spencer Tooker, who breaks a tackle. He's into the end zone, 39-yard touchdown to tie this baby up at 7. Final minute of the half we go. Hart and Tooker would hook up once again. A 12-yard score as Ionia leads 21-7 at the break. Portland would find their offense, though, in the second half. Navarro goes up, and Bately comes down. 34-yard pass to the 1-yard line. Portland would score on the next play. And next Raider possession, Barrett Brennan takes the handoff, weaves through the Bulldogs, breaking tackles before he busts 3. And that would tie the game at 21. So we move forward now, all tied up in the fourth. Portland, they're going to go play action. Navarro goes up, and you never guess who he's going to find. It's Bately again running free. You got to cover that, man. 62-yard score and a 27-21 Portland lead. Katon Dickerson would put the game on ice, breaking 2 tackles, and he finds daylight as Portland outscores Ionia 35-0 in the second half. They pull away tonight 42-21. Zeeland West and Whitehall had never squared off before tonight's game on the banks of White Lake. Our producer, Matt Gard, he was there. He joins us in the control room with all the action.
Jacob, Whitehall has finished the last 2 regular seasons undefeated, but they haven't gotten as far in the playoffs as they would want to. Maybe beefing up their schedule with teams like Zeeland West is exactly what the Vikes need to make a deep run. First drive of the game, Keaton Hendricks takes the handoff. The 13 On Your Sidelines MVP of the Week nominee takes it in from 24 yards out, 6-0 Ducks early. Hey, speaking of Ducks, did you know mallards can fly 55 miles per hour? I have no idea how fast Trey Slodick throws, but he finds Isaac Vanderswag for a 39-yard TD. It's 14-zip. Whitehall looking to get back into it, but Camden Thompson's pass is tipped, falls into the hands of Brandon Holman. Great field position for the Ducks. They hand off to Keaton Hendricks again. Did I mention he's an MVP of the Week nominee? He finds pay dirt from 25 yards out, and it's 22-0. We've got one more Hendricks highlight for you. Ryan Goodrich drops back to pass. It's tipped. Controversial call, but the refs say Keaton got a foot down, giving him an interception. Whitehall would make it an interesting game in the second half, but Zeeland West wins this one 60-43. Spring Lake and Reitz Puffer used to face off every year in the Seaway Conference, but tonight was their first matchup since 1993. Third quarter, Rockets up 6-zip. They go for it on 4th and goal. Mason Dart gets into the end zone for 6. 13-0 Reitz Puffer. Next Rocket drive, Dart shows he can throw the ball too. He throws to Luke Johnson, who's got more room than a relative at Thanksgiving with bad breath. He scores from 70 yards out. It's 19-0, but just when you think it's over, the Lakers crawl back into it. Oliver Smees takes the pitch. He's into the end zone for the first score of the game. They would get the ball back, and with less than 4 minutes to go, they give to Gabe Trask. Don't look now. Spring Lake is about to make this a game. Trask gets down to the 1. They would score a few plays later and make it a 5-point game. They still had to go for the onside kick. Oh, they can't do it. The Reitz Puffer hangs on to win 26-14.
13 On Your Sidelines MVP of the Week, sponsored by Rant Insurance.
We are just moments away from meeting our 13 On Your Sidelines MVP of the Week. He's getting mic'd up as we speak. Very exciting stuff. But first, let's meet our nominees. We start with a guy we know quite well here on 13 On Your Sidelines, South Christian quarterback Carson Viss. He threw for 333 yards and 4 tutties in last week's game against East Grand Rapids. He also led the team in rushing with 42 yards. To Byron Center now, where Isaac Lee dominated all 3 phases of the game. He had 114 yards receiving on offense, an interception on defense, and a punt return for a touchdown. He found the end zone 3 total times in BC's win over East Kentwood. And finally, Zeeland West running back Katon Hendricks played a huge role in the Ducks' 42-22 win over West Ottawa. Hendricks had 168 yards on only 8 carries, and he scored 3 touchdowns for John Shillito's squad. West Michigan, you cast your ballot, and if you're familiar with the literary tool known as foreshadowing, you may have already guessed the MVP of the week is Katon Hendricks. He had 84% of the vote. We're going to send it back out to the studio right now where Jacob is live with our guy Katon.
Matt, that's the only election that I care about these days, and you just saw him on your TV screen. Katon Hendricks, he ran so fast from the game. He's in studio now, and he's got the 3-0 Ducks with him. Katon, appreciate you being here tonight. Who do you got with us?
I got Isaac Vanderswag here, Will Skaggs, Brandon Holman, and Big Mac.
We saw all those guys in the highlights. You guys are 3-0. Take me through your MVP performance from last week before we hop into this week. What was the key last week? What's been the key for you guys so far this season?
The key was definitely our offensive line. They blocked great.
I knew you were going to say that. Everybody always credits the offensive line.
Yep.
You have a good one.
Yep, but then our coach's scheme was also great as well, and it just led us to our victory.
So let's talk about tonight. We saw the highlights right there. I'm going to put you on trial right here on live television. Were you in on that pick?
I think so.
Were you in bounds?
Let's
take another look here. Was he in? I think he was in.
Yeah.
I think he was in. One heck of a performance for you guys again tonight, 3-0. What was the key tonight? And 3-0, just how good does that feel for you guys headed into a big rivalry matchup next week?
It feels great. We felt good going up to Whitehall and playing them for the first time. It was a great experience, and I just had fun playing with the guys here, and hopefully we can bring that into next week.
You guys had such a great season last year. We're so close to getting to that state championship game. How confident do you guys feel now as we head into week 4 next week, maybe compared to this time last year?
I think we're feeling really good as a team. We just gotta keep things moving, and we'll see where it goes from there. And
let's take a look at next week. As you were just saying, big rivalry showdown. How important is that game to you guys? And what's the key to get to 4-0 at this time next week?
I think the key is just to trust what we're coached to do. And I think it'll be a great win if we come out on top, and it'll be great to start the season 4-0.
All right, that's Katon Hendricks, our Week 2 MVP, and his 3-0 Zeeland West Ducks, and he was in bounds. If he says so, I believe him. He's not going to lie on live TV. After the break, one of West Michigan's longest running rivalries. We're going to show you what happened in the latest meeting between Rockford and Granville. Plus, it's a game our guests from Jenison have been looking forward to. See if their Wildcats could take down the rival Eagles over in Hudsonville.